This is Andre Reed, future NFL Hall of Famer, and you're watching Class Act Sports.
Jared Ginsburg, Victor Green, we are here with future Hall of Famer Andre Reed. Not a moment too soon, man. You need to get that call. I know there's nothing more you could do other than have an illustrious career, what you had, but I can't wait till you finally get that call. But we're here with Jonathan Ogden's foundation, giving back to the community, man. Talk about what that means to you.
Well, you know, man, as athletes, man, we're really involved with other guys and what they do and how they go about doing it. You guys come to my tournament, you know, the last year and the year before. It's just good to get everybody together. You have a good time, but you raise some money for some people that need it, and that's what we do, man. If you're in a position to do it, that's what it's about.
I know you didn't play against Ogden, man, but talk about him as a player.
Oh my God.
You know, man, when you saw him out there, when you on the sideline, talk about him as a player when you played.
Next to Shaq, that is the biggest brother I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Jonathan was, you know, not only a 12, 13-time Pro Bowler, but just a mainstay on that offensive line for a lot of years out of UCLA. You know, definite Hall of Famer. Just a behemoth of a guy that, if you're in his way, you either better go low or go lower. And it's just good to see him doing what he's doing, you know, not only in his hometown or where he played in Maryland and Baltimore, but actually to be out here in Vegas and have his tournament out here, here at the Wynn, or actually at Cascada, which is on my bucket list. I heard it's a really good course. And just to be a part of it, man, it's just to be supporting him and his foundation is good.
Well, Ogden was mentioning about the whole bucket list with Cascada, doing big things, man. You're always giving back. I'm sure we'll see you in Buffalo supporting your former teammate Jim Kelly and his outing, as well as your golf outing, man. So you're always giving back to the community. And that's why we want to give you the exposure you deserve, and the fans should be knowing what you're up to in the community.
I love it, man. And when you're around some good people, man. I mean, you know, Victor knows now we've lost a lot of our friends, man. You know, Junior Seau just passed a couple weeks ago. All these guys that you played with and, you know, gave their life to the game, and things that have been happening, you really realize what life means and the position you're in and what you do. And Junior did some great things in San Diego, and, you know, hats off to him, man. He was a great guy.
That's a big loss, man. I wasn't going to bring up Junior, man, but what kind of loss that's going to be for our community as NFLers?
I just think because what he did in his own community in San Diego, it was him and Tony Gwynn in San Diego. And I lived there, and you don't talk about sports, and when you do talk about sports, you talk about those two guys. What the impact they had on the community and what they did is unprecedented, and we lost a good one, man. And, you know, Junior, God rest his soul.
You know, Andre, why doesn't, you know, networks like ESPN, Fox, why don't they expose athletes like us and what we do in the community, man? That's thousands of athletes giving back to the community every single week. Why don't we see that out there?
You know, I'd have to say this, Vic, because it isn't every day. You know, we do our things when we deemed it's necessary, and we're not in the media for it, and we don't look for accolades. We don't look for pats on the back, and you do this and you do that. That's just part of our nature, man. It's part of our athletic nature. It's part of our heart, what we do. Bro, I don't look for no pats on the back, man. I just want to see people smile, and when that happens, let me tell you, man, there's no better thing in life.
Well, man, back to the Hall of Fame thing. You were one of the remaining names left on that list. Victor and I can't wait to see you get that induction, man. I know you guys played against each other for years. So talk about the battles that you and Vic used to have, because we chopped it up, you know, last time I saw you. You know, talk about that.
Let me tell you, man, I played against some great players, and I just admired him for the way he played the game. And when you admire somebody, you respect the way they play the game, you get that same respect back. And all the times I did play against him, I was like, you know, I respect what you do on the field, man, and how you go about doing it. Shows up every week, shows up every game. Good guy, man, great player.
The run after catch, man. Obviously, you were known for scoring touchdowns and running with the ball. Talk about the type of career that you had and what it means to you to leave your legacy on the field for the Buffalo Bills and the franchise.
Well, I was only as good as the people around me. I mean, Victor knows that we had Thurman in the backfield and pretty good quarterback in Jim Kelly, a Hall of Famer, and a great coach in Marv. You know, the planets were aligned for me at the right time. I could have been on any other franchise. If I had to do it over again, you know, we can start a franchise, and I'd have all my boys with me and sprinkle in a couple other guys. But you cherish those moments. You cherish the moments you had, and in the league, and it's hard to even stay in the league 3-4 years, let alone play 16 years that I did. So very blessed and very fortunate enough to play with some great guys and played against some great guys. So that was about.
Is there anything specific in your mind that sticks out in your career that you think about here and there?
I don't know, man. You know, I mean, we can sit down all day and talk about things, man. And again, I think it's just the camaraderie was unprecedented. I just love the guys. I love going into work every day. I just love my job or what I did. And when you love it and you take it to the next level, it just makes it a lot easier.
Well, I want to thank you, man, because I remember. I don't know if you remember. We was coming out. I think I was going in the tunnel. You told me. You said, man, forget Brian Washington. You didn't say forget, but he's like, you know, you are the catalyst of that defense. Yep. You know, you told me that, and I'm telling you, you know, that raised the level of play in an athlete. As a player going out there, young player, trying to make a name for himself. I remember you told me that, man, and that still resonates to me to this day. And I went out there every single play, every down, knowing that I had guys like you that I had to look up to, that I had to really go out there and play for, because I know guys like you was looking, you know, down at me or looking at me as like that guy's a player. So I had to make a name for myself. So I appreciate that. You know, one last question I have for you is, you know, Buffalo is doing a lot of big things. They brought in, you know, Mario Williams.
Oh.
You know, they re-signed Marion.
I'm excited.
You know, yeah. You know, talk about that and where you see Buffalo going this year.
Well, you know, last year they started 5-2, and nobody thought that they'd come out the box like that. And they had some injuries and a couple of little things. Key players, Fred Jackson, guys were out. This year they actually went out and spent some money and got Mario and Anderson, and with that front line with Darius and Kyle Williams is going to be healthy. You just want to be a DB on that team right now, because they're going to bring some heat, and there's going to be some guys getting some picks. So I think they were maybe 30th against the run last year. They're definitely not going to do that this year, but very solid in the AFC this year, very solid. And I think the expectation is high because of that. I'm looking forward to the season this year, and I think they'll do well, man. You know, they've been in the playoff drought for 12 years now, so it's about time to get that drought out.
We appreciate you stopping by with us. Always great to see you, man.
Always good to be here.
Class act, bro. We'll see you real soon at your golf outing, and we appreciate it, man. Things going well with the barbecue sauce and everything?
Good, man. Hey, you know what? And you're watching Class Act Sports, homie. Can't get better than this.
Hey, you heard it here first. Future Hall of Famer Andre Reed, Class Act Sports. It's a wrap.